Rob, by, get him in here. You don't want to miss this. Y'all, TV.
And the ancestors are looking out for us. God Hayes is exposing them, man.
Okay, you see that chair right there? See how big it is?
Yeah.
Now look at the Pope chair under it. Scroll down, look at the Pope chair under it.
Never have it been made so clear.
Young TV. Young
We running the game right now.
Young TV.
Time to take over.
Young
We the hottest in the game. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. If you just not tuned in.
TV.
Share, like on your Instagram, Facebook.
Young TV.
If you tuned in, we broadcasting live from 2030, baby.
Young TV. Young
Taking over the game, baby. Oh yeah.
Young TV.
Hit that like.
Young TV.
Get them likes up in the air, you heard me?
Young TV.
Ride by. Hotel Islam.
Young TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Shalom alaikum. Peace.
Young
Be unto you.
TV.
Hit that like.
Hey, we on our daily walk. We got so many classes. I just going through the file, see what class I want to do. We thought we'll do this one. The name of this class is If You Could Go Back to Your Past, What Would You Change? Or would you change anything? Right? If you could go back to your past, 'cause I hear people say a lot about the airport, y'all. These are damn headphones. Pick up everything. Hey, so I hear a lot of people say they could go back to the past, that they would, they say, like, if I knew what I knew now, if I could go back to like fifth grade, 12th grade, I would have went to college, or, I would have did this, or got my CDLs, or, what I'm saying? If I could go back, I wouldn't have had kids, or. So if you could go back, what would you change? Right by. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. They say we on the daily walk. Me, if I could go back, I'll probably take back, I'll probably go back and change some couple things, couple adjustments. We got another tape coming out called The Adjustment Bureau, right? So if you could go back in your past, would you make adjustments? Would you change the way some of your decisions that you made? Because it's a reason why we're suffering as a people. Is because one of the reasons is because we didn't assess the prior history. We don't assess the prior history of who we're dealing with, especially like about COINTELPRO, the prior history of these people and what they all about, or prior history of anybody. I'm hitting this hill right now. Yeah, so the prior history of anybody. If you could go back 15 years ago, what would you be doing now? Would you be ahead of the game right now? Right? If you say you in your 40s and you could go back to fucking planes launching every 10 seconds up here at Atlanta Airport. They say, oh, drop the low. Don't worry, we got some people following us back there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so they say, like, what would you do? What would you change, my brother? Drop it in the chat. Would you went to college? To me, and it's my opinion, college is for bots. especially nowadays when you can learn everything on the internet. You can learn how to take a motor out of a car on the internet, on YouTube. Most of the shit that's hands-on, like repair, house repair, plumbing, whatever, mechanical work, all this information is already online. Somebody put it out. You should not have kids. You got kids, especially you got some bad ones, bad kids. Some kids, and it's a thin line between bad and just this kid needs something to do. You know what I'm saying? Just put them to work. My granddaddy was a fun. My granddaddy see if you got all that energy, he gonna put you to work, right? Send my boys down my grandpa's house for the summer. He gonna put them to work. They gonna be mowing yards, painting houses, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So that's what my dad used to do. Y'all got a lot of energy. So after I get through doing this work here, I'm gonna take you down to Papa house and do some work down there. All my old heads that's from the old generation, they know about that. That they put them to work. Put them to work. That'll get him. Because if he ain't got put to work, he looking for something to get into. What's up, Gray? If he ain't an idle mind is a devil workshop, what they say, right? So put them to work. Like back in the day, like my dad taught me how to do everything. Like I know how to do like work on cars, all it. You know what I'm saying? I do all my shit myself. Like when that lady hit me from the back in my truck, I put the bumper on myself, all that. I fixed all the wreck myself. So it's already fixed. And so but like I say, I remember when my dad I used to have like a these fucking planes. Tell me. I remember when my dad I used to have a square body Caprice, right? And I used to drive it to work and everything and it broke down on me and the starter went out. And so I know my dad here mechanic, so I called him up. Hey, Pops, I'm like stuck on side of the road, my starter went out. I need you to come out and help me, you know what I'm saying? Like get it fixed. He like, heck no, I'm laying down in the bed. I ain't coming out nowhere. You can do it yourself. I say, what you can do? I can do it myself. Yeah, you can do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's the key. That's the first step. You can do it yourself. That's what happened with that's what happened between the Anarchies and the Natharus. The Natharus figured out they could do a lot of shit themselves. That they ain't need the Anarchies no more. That's what happened in Genesis with Adam and Eve. They figured out they ain't need God no more. Really. They needed God in a way though. You know what I'm saying? Still, because they had to go through a whole bunch of shit because they didn't listen to God. You know what I'm saying? We can go to all that end later, I'll let me get into that, but I'm just saying, metaphorically speaking, if they would listen to God, they would have been in a safe zone. God can be your guardian, like your mother, your father. So we say under your mother and your father, you gotta listen to them because they already lived the life you're trying to live. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as time wise and in this system. And there's different tweaks to that too, because shit go speed up and change as the time go on. But what I'm saying is Adam and Eve had to go through hardship after they got kicked out of the garden. Why? Because they didn't listen to God. You know what I'm saying? So we should learn from the past. We shouldn't go through the same things over and over again as a being, as an intelligent being. Intelligent beings shouldn't go through the same thing over and over again. That's only for retards who think that they're gonna do the same thing and get a different result. See what I'm saying? So we hitting the walk. We gotta do 2 laps of the on the hills. Motherfuckers right here. Yeah, so we gotta do 2 laps on the hills. Who the fuck is this? Damn. Oh well. So yeah, man, these niggas right here be wild. Like you gotta watch everybody, you know. You right here sitting at the fucking corner. Yeah, so yeah, hey, let me tell y'all something, man. Look at this shit right here. You can't like this what when you an adult, you know this shit like this, right? Let me show y'all this. I wish I could flip this camera. How I flip this camera? How do I flip this camera? Yeah, but look at this. It's a house right here, right? The damn address say 666 on that bitch. Three sixes. And look, them cars been sitting there. They on like you don't never see nobody at this house. Like, but the yard always get mowed. You may pass by one time. Them cars might be running in the middle of the night and shit. That's some creepy ass shit right there, man. The address is 3666. Them dusty ass cars been they don't never move. It just been sitting right there. I ain't never seen them move. I ain't never seen nobody outside. It just looks like they could be one of them houses they using in that traffic shit. Don't look like a creepy spot right there. The yard always be mowed, always be clean, but them cars and then the address, you never see nobody outside or nothing. So that's some weird shit. I be spooked out to live next to them people or whoever lives there. You know what I'm saying? Might be some Jesus creepy shit going on in that motherfucker, man. I'm telling you. Yeah, but that's what, like I said, that's what the anarchies. That's what I was saying. That's what the anarchies and the Darus fell out about is because once they learned the game, they didn't need them no more. That's why Satuk got mad at Osiris. That was one of the reasons, right? Because Osiris, what was happening is Satuk was out there and he was giving the people fish, but they had to do shit for them to get those fish, like bow before me. So you got some niggas out here like that, right? They got what you need in order for you to get it from them. They want you to bow before them. They want you to serve them. And they ain't gonna give you the whole game. They just gonna give you one fish at a time to keep you coming back. I heard this girl say that she had this dude that she was dating, and he was a millionaire, right? And he was paying her rent, but he only gave her just her rent was $1,200, and that's really all he gave her, that $1,200 every month. Why he only gave her that $1,200? Not 1205, not 1206. He gave her $1,200. Why? Because he knew she gonna have to come back the next month to get another 1200. That's the game. Keep them coming back, right? So Enlil run that game, keep them coming back game. While Inky taught niggas how to do it. And Osiris, who was Inky's baby, or what? Not his baby boy, like, but his baby boy as far as the Anunnaki go. Damuzi, he taught the people because Satuk was sitting there giving them fish and making them worship him. And then if they did something he ain't like, he'll starve them out for a couple of days. Oh, fuck him, I'm gonna starve them out. That'll teach him a lesson. You know, that'll teach him a lesson. So he starved them out. Then when they come, but one time he did that, and then he was gone for a long period of time. And he came back. When he came back, he saw humans out there fishing. And he walked up to him. He said, "Who taught y'all this?" Right? The same thing Enlil said. Enlil came back to the garden and saw Adam and Eve with clothes and shit, with leaves and shit on, fig leaves. And he said, "Who taught y'all this?" Right? Why? Who taught y'all this? So Tug said, "Who taught y'all this?" And he said, "We a brother, Osiris. He taught us how to fish. So we don't need you no more. Right? We don't need you for fish." Man, he was mad. He stumped up and down. He was enraged. Why would Osiris knock my hustle? See, when you knock a nigga hustle in the game, they want to come get at you about that. You know what I'm saying? You on his block, you hustling, you start stopping his customers, he gonna want to holler at you about that. That's what happened to Yahshua. Yahshua will start stopping their customers to the hospital because he healed 5,000, they say, right? He was short stopping the grocery stores because he fed 5,000 with a loaf of bread and 2 fish. So he's short stopping everybody. So you think niggas ain't gonna come holler at you about that? If they some real street niggas, and trust and believe, the Pharisees and Sadducees were real street niggas. You know, Romans, those who roam around, see, put it together. You ain't figured it out yet? You see what I'm saying? So, like I say, who we got up in here, man? Peace and love. Shout out Night Child. Right? Shout out Chief Starlight. Hit that like, y'all. Hit that subscribe button. We on the daily walk. I hope these goddamn headphones ain't picking up all this traffic in the background. I bet it is, though. Can y'all hear me loud and clear out there? We got so many tapes, so many places we can go with this thing. But then they'll say, who taught y'all this? Right? They said, well, this guy, you know what I'm saying? The serpent being taught him. It's really the nomos. It's really Inky, because Inky was on Eve's real parent. Inky was Eve's real parent, really. Because he come back as the top. But niggas gonna argue with that. Why? Because they ain't Wu Shabbat yet. Can't argue. Like, that's another thing. Man, I just got into I'm trying to avoid these arguments with these children. Because they still arguing with me about, like, this girl gonna say, well, are you gonna do a lie today talk about your gods? I'm like, what you mean? Oh, your gods, your false gods. Who are my false gods? Oh, Tahuti and Ra, they all false gods. I say, yeah, well, you worship the same beings. You just call them Elohim and Yahweh. You worship Tahuti, you worship, especially Melchizedek, who is Michael. You worship these beings. You just call them Elohim and Yahweh. But no, you wrong. Ra is different. He's an Egyptian god. He's a sun god. We still arguing this shit in 2024. Come on, man. I'm sick and tired of it. I'm good. I'm good on this. I'm good, bro. Tell me. It's a wrap. I'm not arguing with nobody else on no shit like this. I've been stopped really arguing with people like this, but I'm going through a little situation. I'm gonna be out this situation soon. Tell me. I'm not fucking arguing with children on. So if I knew what I knew now, if I can go back, if I knew what I knew now, and I can go back to the 12, be 5 years old, they probably would have killed me already. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Little kids talking about all that shit, more science and all that. I'm telling you, man. So if you're around somebody that ain't got it yet, get the hell away from them. If they ain't fucking woke, if they ain't conscious, because a lot of people right now are comatose. A lot of people right now are comatose, right? You know what that means? That means they're unconscious for a long period of time. They've been asleep for a long period of time. And like Morpheus told Neo, we usually don't wake people up after a certain amount of time because they can be dangerous. And then anybody that hadn't been unplugged at this point is a potential agent, right? So if you're around somebody that haven't been unplugged, get the hell away from them because they could be a potential goddamn agent, man. In the matrix. I ain't got no problem with religion. And the argument, you know what these people going out to do? First of all, do call himself Pastor Paul. Come on now. They ain't talking about they Hebrews. They really Coptic Christians, first of all. Second of all, they go out to now teach that Jesus was his father. They go out to teach that Jesus was his father. Now we already put tapes out on this. Baba already dropped tapes on this. So I'm saying to them, how y'all coming up with this and y'all Hebrews? That's Christianity. We ain't Christians, we Hebrews, but Jesus is the Father. So I'm saying, show me where y'all got that at. They showed me one scripture where they say Philip was right there, and he says that if you have been with me this long and know I'm the Father. Now I understand that because I can walk with him. And I said, okay, I'm cool. They said, do you accept that? Do you believe Jesus is Father? I said, yeah, I can accept that if you accept this, that you're a Christian, first of all. You're not a Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? You accept that you say you're a Coptic. Matter of fact, I give you this. You're a Coptic Christian. That means you're a Christian that keep the law, right? So if you admit to you saying you're a Coptic Christian, I accept it. And then we had to go. Then we had to start the next part. The next part that same energy, that same Father, that same Spirit, like it's every man that come into the world. Every man has the potential to be a Jesus. And Jesus tried to tell niggas that right before they stoned him. Huh? And know what it is? I'm dealing with the people who stoned Jesus back then. That's what I'm dealing with. I'm dealing with the same niggas that said, we don't want Jesus, we want Barabbas. We want the murderer. We don't want Jesus. These are the same people we really dealing with because these people reincarnate. Keep in mind, the same niggas that was there back then doing the same shit. Now, a lot of you gonna say, "Oh, that story is not, it's an allegory story," and they made it up. You can't make shit up, my nigga. You can't make nothing up that ain't already been made up already. I'll put all the components, and the components is there for you to make that story up. So it had to be some truth to it. If the components are there, they couldn't make us good. They couldn't make a story up like that if it wasn't some components. Now I can get into, oh yeah, well that comes from the Dogons. Then I'm talking about the SUN with the 12 zodiacs. I can get into all that because we adults, right? We grown folks talking here, right? All y'all should be grown folks on here, no kids. And some of you, and that don't got nothing to do with age, because there's some children, some people that they label as children who really already adults. Or they label as young men. Like Phase, who's 25, he already adult. There's a lot of people that ain't that's 25 that nowhere near being adult now. They pretty much lost in the sauce. You see what I'm saying? So that's a rare. That's really rare. Phase 1 is a rare for a 25 to be that fucking armed to the T. I'm talking about armed to the goddamn T with truth. You know what I'm saying? So that's rare. You don't find that, but yeah, that's special. But yeah, man, we ain't got time to fucking wrestle and roll on the ground with kids no more. Get dirty. I don't want to get dirty. You know what I'm saying? I'm too clean to get dirty. See? What y'all got there for me, man? Says, have you been trying to sin? Yeah, okay, all right. I'm going to check that out because I don't really be on Instagram like that. Yeah, Instagram to me is too messy, too much, too many devils on there. You know what I'm saying? On Instagram. And I already phased out. You got Instagram on lock already. We pretty much hogging the game right now. That's why I stopped rapping because I stopped rapping because Phase. So Phase, when Phase, I heard about Phase, I said, oh, I can go fight another spot because Phase fighting right there, and he holding it down. You know what I'm saying? I might do a little bit of finish that last album off. I'll do some features on Phase shit. Yeah, you don't have to hit me on the email address. Hit me on the email. Yeah, but we in 2024. When that eclipse happened, a magnetic adjustment happened. Some of y'all might have felt it, like a little dizzy, a little like disoriented, a little bit, and time dilation right after that eclipse happened. Some of y'all listening saying, "Yeah, man, I did feel kind of like a little dizzy or a little like something was happening, like the magnetic shift." Because keep in mind, the Earth has got a magnetic grid, and that Moon's got a magnetic grid locked into that magnetic grid, right? So that Moon's affects that magnetic grid. So when it passed by the sun, certain time, it's a time that's the time really sped up. Really, the time really sped up. So that's what that adjustment was. It's kind of like when you go on a boat and you have motion sickness. It's kind of like motion sickness. A lot of people had motion sickness after the eclipse, right? And what that is a lot of y'all was adjusting to the new time speed. A lot of y'all didn't make it, and now they about to start going comatose, which means to be unconscious for a long period of time. They are asleep. The spell was the spell of Kingu dealing with the moon. Go back and like this right here shit might be over a lot of y'all head that if you ain't been a student of the math teacher and really studying. So like the moon, Kingu was a spell of sleep. And so that is dealing with the moon. And so that spell has been lifted. But a lot of people still stuck in Kingu, right? So we really don't call ourselves kings. We never did. We call ourselves pharaohs, right? Or ferti, right? We call ourselves pharaoh. We didn't call ourselves kings and queens. The word queen means prostitute, right? So you people out there call yourself an empress. Don't call yourself we call ourselves empress and emperors and pharaohs and chiefs, right? And chiefess. We didn't call ourselves kings and queens. because the king ruled the spell. So they under this spell, this ghost spell, right? And we get into the ghost spell because there's different perspectives on that. But we're really talking about the spell of Kingu of sleep, where they were gonna be in this slumber state for a longer amount of time because the Anunnakis did cast that spell. The Anunnakis cast that spell of Kingu. So people have been asleep for a long time. So that when that moon did the eclipse, you felt some of y'all felt like motion sickness or magnetic adjustment. It was happening, and then after about 2 or 3 days, it went away, right? And that's because you got adjusted to the new time. 100 years from now, this time right here is gonna be like a horse and carriage time to the new age. Just like right now, if you go back to say like 1920s, 1920s is like old as hell right now based on this reality because they were riding horse and carriage. Now you driving vehicles with 4 wheels that's rolled by itself without no horse. And then they even translate the power of this motor into horsepower. Right? So how much horsepower you got? Right? And it's an engine. It's an engine, right? So 100 years from now, this reality will be like a 1920 reality. Like when niggas, you still riding a car with 4 wheels, damn man, you back in horse, you still riding a horse and carriage. It'll be like seeing a nigga riding a horse and carriage, driving a car with 4 wheels, because they gonna have. But they was asking me like, hey, what you think you're gonna be like? Is it gonna be flying cars 100 years from now? Flying cars will even be obsolete 100 years from now. They're gonna have shit where you can walk into a booth, like a telephone type booth. It's gonna be like train, like these stations, these teleport stations. They already got this technology, right? They got it from the Andromedans, right? They're gonna have a booth where you can walk in, type in a location, and then they're gonna teleport you to that location. In another booth where you're gonna walk out right on the city streets or wherever you teleported to. Similar to like the bus system and train system, but the teleport system in 100 years from now. So driving in a car was gonna be obsolete. Anywhere you be, that's too much time to drive from here to California. Take you 2 or 3 days from the East Coast to the West Coast, 2 or 3 days. But in a teleport system, it'll take you seconds, 2, 3 seconds. Why would anybody? So planes and automobiles are gonna become obsolete 100 years from now. You see what I'm saying? So it's gonna be totally different. They are, and speaking of it, they already got all this technology already. Really, they just get waiting to roll it out. They waiting to get rid of the useless eaters, what they term these people, the useless eaters, the people who still who went comatose, the people who are asleep. They holding the planet back. That's part of part of the Illuminati philosophy of these beings, right? Like truth of the matter is, it's a certain group of people that's here that had made the adjustment. They didn't make the certain breeding process because you're supposed to meet somebody more intelligent than you, breed with them. Then that kid was supposed to meet somebody, a family more intelligent than them, breed with them till they got to a certain point of this level that we on now, this Wu Sabat, right? The enlightened ones, the elite, the green light Illuminati, the beings who can't be tricked at this point. But they got it down to the science. So I'm about to go into number science, right? And keep in mind, the Moors had the science. Keep in mind, nigga. Don't forget that, right? Yeah, we're gonna go. We almost done with the walk. Yeah, so everything's gonna be obsolete. Like it's gonna look crazy to have to even write. Like even you remember when there weren't computers, we had to write everything down by hand. They had typewriters. She had to be logged by hand, right? So now everything gets PDF. You remember they had some of you old heads may remember they had 8 tracks or they had wax records, right? But now you got everything's digital, where they just plug a chip in or pretty much just get it straight off the web, right? So you got that type of thing going on. So the future is going to come with or without you. Time is going to continue with or without you. Straight on. right? And so you can either get with the what's gonna happen because it's gonna change. If you can't change with the future, you're gonna be obsolete. You're gonna fade out. You're gonna go comatose, and you're gonna stay in the spell of Kingu. Most people that had 2024 was a deadline for those who was under the spell of Kingu to be woke up. If you still talking certain things, when we talk to you, and we listen to you talk, spar with you, hold a conversation, and we say, okay, this person's still a child of God. They're not an adult, and that's fine. If you're a child of God, that's fine. Uh, we got you gonna go to the area where the kids go, and then you still got more development because you don't supposed to stay a child forever. Do a child stay a child forever? Ask that question. Because there's one part in your book where it says, "I thought I was a child, now I think it's a man." That ain't word for word, but you know what I mean. So, do a child always stay a child? Do they grow up? So you supposed to be a child of God starting out. Then you grow up to be an adult of God. Why you still a child of God? See what I'm saying? And you can spin that metaphorically, saying you will always be a parent's child, all right? But thinking, what I'm saying is, you got to go out on your own and be an adult, and eventually get out on your own and take care of yourself. Your mama and your dad ain't gonna always take care of you in a lot of cases. So if you can go, yeah, it's a comic loop. It's a comic loop is if you don't realize what's happening. If you don't realize that the time is gonna keep going, it ain't going. Time is not going backwards. Like they don't like niggas still probably using wax and 8 tracks, but that shit is obsolete now. Even CDs have become obsolete. I know when I used to sell CDs. Now people don't want to even buy CDs no more. They actually, you got a chip, or some calls. Most of the calls not even taking CDs no more. They ain't even making calls really with CDs no more. You got to have a aux card or Bluetooth. Most of the calls Bluetooth now. So you gotta adjust to the time. And a big adjustment just happened April 8th, 2024. With not a time for the speed up faster. I say within the next 2 or 3 years, they finna once the switch happen and when Mystery Babylon get cleared out, they finna roll out all this technology that they've been already had, that they've been getting from extraterrestrials, the teleportation stuff, um, all the different technologies that they got. It's gonna be ready to roll out, and it's got like cloning, a lot of healing devices like that sarcophagus that was designed by Murdoch. You lay in it, and it's like a healing pad. I heard Roy talking about it too, but they heard me say it first. Besides getting it from the Stargate movie, I said it first. I talked about all this equipment. Go back and get my book called The Orion Group. And by the way, for all you new people that's in here, hit that like and the subscribe button. And if you ain't got my 8 books right now, by the Young Elder, I got 8 books for a $50 donation to the Cash App, The Young Elder, right? And you leave your emails in that link, and I'll send you the 8 books right over when I get off this live. Okay, so I got 8 books, the Ascension Manual, right? That's like the #1 hot book right now, the Ascension Manual. And then the Book of Extraterrestrials. All these books are thick books. They're gonna take you weeks to read these books if you're reading every day. So it ain't just no little 90-page book. I got like 800-page books, right, with pictures and everything in there. Right, it's got pictures and everything in the book. So yeah, and we're in the process of writing 4 more books, but I ain't gonna drop those books till I move. You know what I'm saying? When I move, I'm gonna drop those books. I'm gonna drop a book every month. When I move, I'm gonna drop a book every single month. I got a new program that can write all my books now. So it's gonna be a book drop every month, starting August the 1st. Yeah. So we pretty much just wanted to kick it with you. And like I said, the class is, what would you do if you could go back in the past? Would you change something around, or would you leave it just the same? Do you feel like your life is where you want to be at now? And do you feel like where your life is at now, is that based on decisions, bad decisions you made, or good decisions that you made? Some people made good decisions, and now they ahead of the game. Some people made bad decisions. Now they trying to catch up, and they behind in the game. This is the type of things that's going on. So, and the thing is, you can go back and fix your past if you know how to astral travel. You can adjust that. Now, it's certain rules to that because it is against galactic law of time travel. But if you can master the astral projection and be able to travel back in your past, I believe you'll get a pass because if you can do it, because we're the only people that will be able to allow to do it. Because we are special beings. People don't know that earthlings or people that's beings that at this school are if you got to come to Earth school, you a special being where you come from. Everybody's look. Our whole family, galactical family, is looking up to us to accomplish this mission and finish this and graduate from this school. Everybody looking. They're gonna be proud of us once we graduate from this school, this Earth school, right? Some say it's hell. Oh, it's hell, man. It's hell, hell. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we just want to bring that to you. Would you adjust? Some people been on a job 25 years, 30 years. Me, I'm the type of person. When I get a job, I don't quit. I just let's say fire me. Cause I like to be content. I'm content with like a certain job. I'll move up on that job, but me, I don't want to have to go keep looking for jobs. But it's people out here, they always looking for a job nonstop, and that's a good move too. Because if they fire you, you always got some a backup thing. You know what I'm saying? Some people working two jobs, some people working three jobs out here in Atlanta. Niggas working three jobs. When do they sleep? You know what I'm saying? They must sleep standing up at the job. You know what I'm saying? On the job. One of them jobs they get some sleep in. Three jobs. God damn, it's that bad out here. And then motherfuckers got billions of dollars and they flying around getting a damn haircut from a $2,000 barber. The motherfuckers got to work three jobs. What did them people, the people that's flying the jet and getting a haircut from a $2,000 barber, what did he do that was different from this guy that got to work three jobs and they the same age? You know what I'm saying? What the hell is it? And then you kind of find out, oh well, this guy hooked up with Clyde Davis and he was hitting them from the back. So he got a leg up in this world. So to get a leg up in Mystery Babylon, you got to work with the devil. That's pretty much what sums it up. And that makes sense because in the book, Matthew chapter 4, they told Jesus, or well, the devil said to Jesus, if you get down and worship me, I'll give you all that you see. Now that goes all the way back to what I was telling you. Satuk wanted niggas to worship him for in exchange for supplies and survival. But then when Osiris come along and says, people pretty much what happened when Satuk disappeared and they couldn't give him they weren't getting no fish. They went to look for Osiris and they found Osiris and they said that your brothers left us. We're starving. We have nothing. He said, why y'all starving? Y'all don't need him to get no food. He said, well, we don't know how to get no food, no fish. Osiris said, hey, man, come out the back. Bring me a pole right there. Showed them how to put a hook on it. Showed them how to bait it. Took them down to the Nile. Showed them how to put it in. He said, wiggle, you're going to put it in like this, wiggle it a little bit, and then the fish hop on. Or you could use this net, and you could just, he get on this side, you get on this side, you rake this river, and you can get these fish. And then they started doing it. And so, like I said, when Satuk got back, he was furious. Why would Osiris give them the game for free? See, it's a lot of niggas out here don't like when you give out a game for free. You know what I'm saying? The game is supposed to be sold, not to be told. That's the Tuck rules. Inlia rules. You gotta sell these people the game. You can't just give it to them for free. Because some people said one of the game. Because I listen to a lot of these players too that be talking they shit, and they said that well, if you give them the game for free, they ain't gonna value it as much as they had to pay $100 or $200 for the game. They'll value that game more because they paid for it. But if you give them to them for free, it's like this. Like you give a nigga a full cup of water, he drink half, set the rest down, and then go to waste. But when you give him a half a cup, he drinks that. If he's still thirsty, give him another half a cup. You know what I'm saying? Keep on giving him half a cups. That's Murdoch philosophy. That's the Murdoch philosophy because if Murdoch said don't give him a whole cup, them motherfuckers gonna waste that shit, man. I'm telling you, man, give him a half a cup, half them all the way out till they full. Rations is what he called it because keep in mind we were all military. Murdoch called it rations, and man, we We are the Navy SEALs. The Angels of Michael, we the SEALs, man. We had to do a long list of doing shit, fighting and shit. So, man, with that being said, we done with the walk. We gonna get with y'all, man, on another tape. Y'all, we gonna get with y'all. We might do another one tonight, man. So we gonna get out of here. Peace and love. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button. Like I say, you want to get the 8 books by the young elder, send a $50 donation to the Cash App. We'll send the books right over as soon as we make it back to the house. Peace and love. Wadu.